it feels like it could go a lot higher. Now, this one may take a little time, so it's not an overnight trade. What you're about to see is a video snippet from inside the boiler room. Every single morning before the open of the US stock markets, I analyze dozens of stocks and then decide on the trades that we're going to look at for that day with dozens of traders. We all get together, execute trades, chat some, and make some money together on a Zoom conference call. Go to thepatterntrader.com/club to find out more. Markets are kind of getting body slammed overnight because of Microsoft and Google. So I stepped in and bought some Google at 98.5, probably a kamikaze play. But, this is where, I like to get things on the turn. And then once something gets going, then it becomes a little bit more ambiguous. So this is Google. And I bought it in the overnight market. I waited till earnings. Closed at 104, and then it got cracked. And I started buying at 98, 99, just because, so this again looks like Meta. You got a bit of a bottom, and now you're opening down here. That doesn't look right. Is that going to go like this? It could, but that does not look right. This feels like, I don't know. So I put a toe in the water and just bought that. We'll see what happens. This probably is my risk right here. Looks like about 97.5. But again, this is the risk you run if you go into an earnings play. It looks like it's getting going, and then, it's trading down here. Microsoft's even worse. Microsoft really got face planted overnight. It's down $20. So that's the thing. Looks all good, and it's at 230. So, this is the real chart. This is the real pattern. This is the real trend. This is the fake out. So you can see we got right into this resistance level, and now we're trading down here. So I don't know, man. It's just like a kid with a crayon. These charts are just all over the place. That kind of gap, I'd be surprised if some of it's not filled, but it's ugly. So you want to really just camp out where, there's some safety. And I think this is a good looking chart, Bank of America. Now there is resistance up here. We're right at resistance, but, to me, these patterns looks like this is a double bottom, inverted head and shoulders. You have a key reversal yesterday, made a new low, close at the high. And to me, you could buy a lower opening here. I'm kind of looking at the options for next week. I think the 36s were about 35, like 40 cents when I looked at them yesterday. And doesn't even look like this thing is getting dented by this lower opening. So I like this stock. It may not be a haymaker. This thing could work out over time if you got some patience. And then if you want to take some leverage and buy some calls, that may be the way to go. See, the next resistance is about 37. Got this right here, but I like this whole setup. It's double bottom, inverted head and shoulders, this key reversal. So to me, this is a no-brainer. You buy it unchanged, put your stop loss here. This is your risk. And I think it feels like it could go a lot higher. Now, this one may take a little time. So it's not an overnight trade. So Bank of America, I'm looking at PayPal, Zoom. I don't know if these things are, buys into this dip. I looked at Meta. And I think that could be a buy into this lower opening too. But, Google kind of looked like this. Google looked like it had a bit of a bottom, although this looks kind of nicer. And this looks like a pretty clean looking bottom. Hit the neckline. We're going to bounce back today. And I just can't see this thing, going like this. So I think I'm just going to jump into the deep end and, buy some of these things on the opening. I'm going to buy Zoom, buy Meta, PayPal, Bank of America. Ron says, any option plays? I like Bank of America. The options are cheap, and I think you have a good shot. So Bank of America, I was looking at these $36 calls for next week. They were about 55 cents. They've got great open interest. If you want to go even closer to in the money, the 35.5s are 80 cents, which means your break even is 36.30. And I like those plays. Again, I'm always reticent to talk about naked options because you could lose most or all of your money, but it also, caps your risk too, because you can only lose what you put in. So this is times 100 shares. So 80 cents times 100 is $80 per call. And so this is for next week. So this has to go to $36.30 for you to just break even. So I was kind of hoping in this sell-off that Bank of America would kind of have a dip here, but it looks like it's kind of hanging in there. It actually looks a little higher. So, if you get any kind of sell-off under 35, I would start nibbling at those call options. Hey, if you would like to trade alongside me every day and join our most prestigious program, then head over to thepatterntrader.com/club for more information.